Hey guys, and welcome back to Lazy Dutch. So reviews are still a thing, right? I'm just kidding, with Rotten Tomatoes being one of the leading websites in apparently convincing people if a movie is good or bad. Reviews are more important than ever, except there are so many, so how do I stand out or distance myself from the rest? Well, I have truly no idea, but let's talk about this film though. I saw it today on an early screening, and with early I mean 3 PM. I was very excited about this film as I love the Star Wars universe and especially the direction that it's going with the new trilogy. I really enjoyed The Force Awakens, and even though that film is loved by many, some people and mostly hardcore fans and elitists call the movie a letdown or a copy of A New Hope. Some even calling it a reboot. Now, I'm a kind of simple guy, and if there's one thing that I want in a film is that it can entertain me, move me emotionally, or just be plain fun. I love watching films, and the new Star Wars movies are really fun and entertaining. But why is The Last Jedi entertaining? Let's find out. Spoilers are ahead, so please watch this only if you have seen the film, as it's never fun to get things spoiled to you. And we will continue in 3, 2, and 1. Now let's talk about the story first. Star Wars The Last Jedi starts almost where The Force Awakens left off. We are seeing the rebel base evacuating and the First Order dreadnought closing in on our heroes. We then see Poe Dameron and our favorite BB-8. Now this is a great scene for Poe, as we see how good he truly is by destroying all of the cannons on the dreadnought by himself. The comedic tone is also set directly with this scene. BB-8 has his moment trying to plug some electrical holes, and the banter with General Hux was delightful. Oscar Isaac shines as Poe, and you get a good feeling for his character, especially when Leia tells him to retreat, ignoring her command and sending a fleet of bombers to the dreadnought. He succeeds, but at what cost? He immediately gets demoted by Leia the second he boards the rebel ship. This is a powerful moment that the film shows us. It's not all glorious laser battles in space. People die and everything has a cost. This is a theme throughout the films, which for me brings some weight to the series. In almost every action film, and especially epic ones, lots and lots of people die off screen. But they never show this up close, and never do we really get to feel the loss of those people. The shot of Paige, sister of Rose, trying to get the detonator before dying, embodies this and was truly effective. While this is going on, Rey is handing Luke's lightsaber to him, and he then just throws it away behind him. Now, it was a very funny shot and an effective one. Not only was the comedic timing perfect, this shows us right away that Luke would rather not have anything to do with the Jedi Force or anything else. At one point he even says that he's there only to die and that he wants to be left alone. We get a glimpse of the Porgs, who are way too cute, and the other livestock that are living on this deserted planet that once housed the last Jedi temple. Rey tries to convince Luke to go back to the rebels because they need him. They need a hero. Luke begs to differ and locks himself up in his cabin until Chewie kicks in the door, which unites the two heroes, Luke wondering where Han is. Cut back to the rebels, who are escaping the First Order by going into light speed. Except apparently the First Order is able to strike the main ship of the rebels and give chase immediately. Not only that, but fuel levels are dwindling, and they have to come up with a plan that splits the movie up into 3 locations. The rebels slowly trying to run away from the First Order, Finn with his new lady friend Rose, who kept him from escaping with a taser, going to find this thief/lockpicker who Maz Kanata recommended in the casino, and Rey being with Luke and trying to convince him to go back to the rebels. So let's start with the rebels. Kylo Ren is being confronted by Snoke about his failure of the last film. The funny thing is that he mocks Ren for having the mask, and when Kylo gets mad he tries to attack Snoke in a rage-fueled attack, being electrocuted almost immediately by Snoke, showing that even though he doesn't look the part, Snoke will sap you, and he will sap you hard, and you better not forget it, son. After that, Kylo throws away his helmet and goes after the rebel ship. At one point he has the opportunity to shoot the cabin where the leaders of the rebels are. Sensing Leia, his mother, there, he hesitates. His colleagues do the dirty work though, and Leia and company are being shot into space. Now, this being the last film of the late Carrie Fisher, I thought that this would be the moment where we had to say goodbye to her. Well, guess again, because Leia is a badass in every way, and the way that she uses the Force to get herself back into the ship was an empowering moment for her character, and I loved it. This puts her into a life or death situation though, and command is given to Admiral Holdo, which angers Poe because at first she seems to be doing nothing and just stalling time. We later found out that she is actually a very smart and honest character. This bit annoyed me because it makes Poe a really annoying hothead in the end, and even though he learns to be better after this, it kept me guessing that Holdo was evil. And when the tables were turned and she was really good, I didn't have the connection with her that I could have. Finn and Rose found out that there's a tracking device in the main destroyer and that they can shut it down, so that the rebel fleet can escape when they disable it. They go to the casino with all the rich people and they cause quite a stir there. They get jailed and find the guy that they needed, even though he did not match the description of Matt. But he can pick locks and saves them, so that's okie dokie. They instill some rebel feelings into the kids working on the galactic type of horse betting ranch and free the animals. At the same time, Luke finds out that Rey is kinda special and tries to learn her what the Force is. Even when the Jedi or Sith are not around anymore, the Force will always be there. And that's why Luke thinks that the Jedi have to end. Rey uses her power and she is quite powerful and being lured to the dark side. She is also having these really realistic Skype conversations with Kylo Ren. Time stops around them and they have conversations about how Kylo can become Ben Kenobi again. Rey wants to take him back to the light side of the Force and help him so that they can stop the First Order together. At one point, Luke connects back to the Force and can see the last link that the two have and becomes enraged. He says that Kylo destroyed his temple and took half of his pupils and killed the rest of them. Kylo then says that Luke actually wanted to kill Ben, so to stop him and his immense power. Now this is a big deal because Mark Hamill said that Rian Johnson wanted to go someplace that Luke wasn't expecting. But it pays off and it makes sense in the current context. Luke then admits to Rey that he wanted to kill him, but in a moment of weakness. This moment made him resent the Force and wants to cast it away. Rey, now knowing that Luke won't come along, instills her hope into Kylo and leaves. Luke then wants to set fire to the Jedi Temple in the old book, so to erase every part of the Jedi that's left in the world, or galaxy, and then boom, the best cameo of the whole film. It's Yoda, the one and only. I love this part. Yoda himself sets the tree alight when Luke hesitates and tries to teach Luke that the Jedi isn't everything that is written in some books. It's your failures that teach you how to improve and become better. We learn from our mistakes. Real touching moment which was for me executed perfectly. From then on things go into the extreme. Finn and Rose try to get the tracker down but are stopped by the evil new BB-8. Rey arrives on the ship of Snoke and tries to confront him. She's being dominated by Snoke who wants Kylo Ren to kill her. Except he kills Snoke. Spoilers? Oh wait, I already said that. The thief sells out to the First Order and gives information that Holdo was filling escape ships with the rebels to take hold into the nearest planet which has a huge bunker. They do a scan and find the ships and they start to take out the rebels one by one. This was a heart-wrenching scene. The rebels were already with so few people, having lost a lot and now they lose even more. Leia is awake again and Holdo being the last in the main ship was one of the most amazing things ever. She light speeds into the ship of Snoke which obliterates the ship and looks so amazing. I always wondered what would happen if you do that. Thanks Rian Johnson. They go back to the bunker planet and the First Order has this big gun that can penetrate huge walls. Because of course they have. Finn and the company tries to stop them and Rey, running away from Kylo after being asked to rule the galaxy together, saves the day with the Falcon. And Luke shows up in the base and talks with Leia. He then confronts Kylo Ren who tries to shoot him to bits, which feels horribly. He then tries to fight him, finding out that Luke was only projecting himself there. We see him back on the island having lost a lot of power. The two-sun sunset is shown and Luke finds peace within himself and he leaves the material world, just like Ben Kenobi did. The rebels are boarded into the Falcon and we see people finding hope again and cut to credits. Now this is going to be a two-part since I have never yet talked so much about the subject. This is only the story and in my next video I'll talk a bit about the characters and how the movie moved me. Plus some thoughts I have about this movie and about the scenes and the backgrounds and stuff. So if you want to see that, subscribe maybe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. This was Lazy Dutch.